Christmas to all viewers of La Presse Refait le Match and Spectrum Television. Well, it is a pleasure for me to be in your company, and today it's no exception. Well, today we have a long list of things to discuss right here on La Presse Refait le Match, because the MTN Elite 1 Championship will see its 12th playing day, where we'll see matches counting for day 12 unfold this weekend, and the Guinness Super League as well as the Elite 2 Championship. We will look at that regional derby between Authentic Ladies and Kaimanfi de Douala. I mean, it will be a blockbuster tomorrow, so make sure you stick around in this program, because we will be talking all of that on La Presse Refait le Match today. It's actually a a Christmas special, because it's the last program before Christmas. The next time you see my face or my amiable guests, it will be after Christmas. Then you must have had a feel of Jesus's birth. But now let's make the most of our time today and talk about these games that will be played from tomorrow right up to Sunday. Welcome once again. If you're just joining us, you haven't missed much. It is La Presse Refait le Match and you are watching Spectrum Television. Now it's time for me to introduce my guest to you all. I'll start with the man that is adorned in Christmas colors. He definitely understood the assignment, and that is Fru Gilbert Che. Good evening to you, Fru. I must say, before you say anything, he is the biggest sports journalist in Cameroon, the biggest staging bonanza. I mean...
Well, only he's not saying a lot on me, giving attributes which I don't deserve.
I think it's end of year, we should give accolades to people.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
Recognize people for...
Stadium announcer, yes. But the sports journalist, well, I'm still expecting awards like yours.
You know how to turn the tables around.
That's right. So, thank you so much, Oni. Thanks once more for this invitation. I want to thank the top management and all those in this wonderful family, Spectrum TV. Since I'm a regular panelist here, and back home, people keep on asking a lot of questions. Are you ready? Are you guys?
So it's coming very soon.
Exactly, Oni. So thanks so much, and congratulations to you. You recently came back home with something big. I mean, top TV presenter. I mean, I always said it before. And you see, so they heard me back there, and kudos to you, Oni. You have a full-fledged support. Always stand behind you to encourage you, to push you to the top. It is still just the beginning.
Thank you so much. I'm saying the best is yet to come.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just like a sneak peek of what 2024 will look like. So watch out for Mr. Fru Gilbert, because he will bag all those awards as well. Now, leaving Fru, let me greet Luca Teme. He is a sports analyst. We had the opportunity to have him here like 2 weeks back, and it was a swell time. And I'm happy to have you once again. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, Ladonette. Good evening to all the televiewers of the program. Congratulations for the award that you received last time, and good evening also to the televiewers of this program. And I'm always happy to be here commenting the news of our championship, Guinness Super League, our first division championship, and so on. Good evening to that.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you here, like I mentioned earlier. I move over to the table, where I will be welcoming the man right from Kumba, chief town of the Mehmet Division, Southwest region of Cameroon. He has braved the odds. I mean, he must have, I'm saying he should have been at home now, taking care of Legend Football Academy, preparing them for the Southwest Regional League that will start in January 2024. But he decided to grace us with his presence today. So it's a special welcome. Good evening to you, Mr. Ito Kingsley.
Good evening, Madam Ladonette, and good evening to all televiewers. I must say it's a privilege for me to be here today, and I think we have a lot to talk about. Thank you.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Like you said, you have a lot most definitely to talk about. And let me just add, you are the president of Legend Football Academy. It's a club based in Kumba, and this club actually has a lot promising. Like, it's a promising club. Next year, don't be surprised if they are the third team from the Southwest to gain promotion into the MTN Elite 2 Championship. I suppose that's your objective ahead of this new season. But we'll get to talk about that. And sitting close to him is Coach Ezekiel Gange, assistant coach of Authentic Ladies. Authentic is now second on the table, just below FC Eboloa. And tomorrow they will be meeting with Kaimafi. It's going to be a tough duel, but we'll see how that unfolds. Good evening to you, Coach.
Bonsoir, madame. Bonsoir à tout le panel. Bonsoir à tous les téléspectateurs de STV. Et par anticipation, comme ça, là, je dis joyeux Noël et bonne année à tout le monde.
Merci beaucoup, coach. Joyeux Noël, coach. Joyeux Noël. Vous êtes même dans l'esprit de Noël avec votre blanc aussi. It has to do with purity as well. Okay, now that we've gone around the tables, I guess it's time we get into the program proper. We'll start first of all with the elite news. What has been making headlines in local championship? Let's get this transition and come right back for more. Welcome back. It is La Presse refait le match and it is on STV television. Now, we will talk elite news. Apart from Emmanuel Mahop visiting his teammate Canon Sportif to his ex-team Canon to show them his two very grandiose trophy won at the 2023 Ballon d'Or, or also Sinafop visiting Authentique Ladies and giving them some boots. Apart from all those and the 2023 Ballon d'Or ceremony, of course, one thing that has been making headlines in local football and the international scene is the resignation or the retirement of referee Alum Sidi. Well, this referee that has he has obviously officiated the Cameroon Cup finals, officiated the AFCON finals. He's not only known in Cameroon but also beyond. He has finally put down his whistle, and according to some reports, he will be focused on his time in training upcoming officials, and we say all the best to him and all those that will be mentees under him. Now, with that out of the way, we would focus on that main point. We would touch on elite news, and that is a 2023 Ballon d'Or. Remember, it happened on a Saturday, and Emmanuel Mahop and Marie-Giselle Ga-Manga won the Ballon d'Or of the year. They did not only back home the highest goal trophies with the highest goal trophy with 14 and 19 goals respectively for these two players, but also the best player of the 2022-2023 season. Now, who are these players? Let's go find out about them in this report prepared for us by Josephine Binzi.
It has been a magnificent transition from the goalkeeping post to leading the scoring charts in the Elite One Championship with Canon Sportif. Emmanuel Mahop, Coton Sports attacker, is the Ballon d'Or winning striker for 2023.
The winner is Mahop Dikonge Emmanuel.
He came into the scene in 2018 at Fauveau Club of Baham as one of the finest goalkeepers in the Elite One Championship. In the females category, Nga Marie-Giselle emerged top scorer in the Guinness Super League with 19 goals and currently plays for her club in Turkey.
De la Guinness Super League, la gagnante est Nga Manga Giselle.
The Cotonite in his early days earned a move to the Equatorial Guinean Division 2 club. In a bid to gain promotion in the first division, the club was in need of a goal poacher as he stepped into the scene and bagged 33 goals in just 15 games, propelling the club to the first division and finishing top scorer of the second division. Both prolific sports icons for the 2023 year were awarded at the Ballon d'Or ceremony over the weekend, with the First Lady in attendance and other notable sports icons.
Welcome back. You have heard it. Well, Emmanuel Mahop, from a goalkeeper to a striker. What a wonderful story, motivating to all those at home that you can still start from somewhere and end somewhere. Just start. If you don't know what you want to do, what's your position, start from somewhere, and you will definitely find your place along the line. Now, let's listen to the winners: Emmanuel Mahop, Giselle, Marie, Ga-Manga. Let's listen to all those that won. Leko as well won, best goalkeeper. So let's listen to all those that won something at this year's Ballon d'Or.
Je suis très contente d'avoir fait ce doublé encore une fois parce que vous savez, j'avais déjà fait le doublé lors de la cérémonie de Mboa Foot Award du côté de Douala. Donc le fait de refaire ça ici devant les grandes personnalités, devant les grands du football camerounais, c'est un sentiment de joie immense. Je dirais le Ballon d'Or camerounais est terminé, maintenant j'évolue du côté de l'Europe. Je vise dès à présent le Ballon d'Or africain.
Résultat d'un travail acharné et beaucoup de fierté. Très contente. Oui, si je ne m'attendais pas à ce que je ne suis pas compétitive, comme je l'ai dit hier à l'un de vos confrères, je suis une compétitive. Du moment où je me retrouve ici, c'est pour gagner. Comme j'ai également dit hier, si je ne gagnais pas, ça n'allait pas me déranger parce que c'est le jeu. Donc je suis venue pour gagner et j'ai gagné par la grâce de Dieu. Pour venir prendre ça. C'est pour revenir prendre ça et représenter le Cameroun à l'extérieur, au plus haut niveau.
La joie, rien que la joie et une fierté. Ce qui me pose vraiment ce soir, rien que de la joie. Pourquoi? Parce que je me suis fixé des objectifs lorsque je revenais au Cameroun, de finir avec ce trophée. Et aujourd'hui, j'ai ce trophée entre mes mains, je suis vraiment très content. Ce sont mes objectifs, de donner un championnat du côté de Coton et pourquoi ne pas titiller encore ce trophée. Ah oui, donc ce sont mes objectifs personnels, de titiller le championnat et toujours remporter. Donc ce n'est que le début et je sais que s'il s'avérait que je suis toujours là, je ferai tout vraiment pour finir toujours champion.
Ça, on peut dire, je suis dans la joie parce que c'est un truc que j'ai mérité parce que je travaille pour ça. Et ça m'a galvanisé parce que l'année passée, j'étais là pour passer à Wassou. Je me suis dit que pourquoi pas moi. Et je me suis donné à fond et j'ai pu prendre cette année.
Je ne suis pas une personne qui a de la fousse parce que aujourd'hui, j'ai déjà beaucoup de maturité dans le métier. C'est, comme je t'ai dit le matin, je savais que je devais gagner. Parce que, comme le président Samuel Eto'o dit, il faut rêver. Moi, j'ai rêvé de ce trophée et aujourd'hui, ce rêve est réalité. C'est une réalité parce que le trophée est entre mes mains. Donc, je vais rendre grâce à Dieu pour ça parce que c'est lui qui me protège des accidents, c'est lui qui me protège de tout mal, c'est lui qui me protège de toutes choses qui peuvent se passer dans la nuit comme en journée.
Well, you've heard it from them, and I want to say congratulations to all those who won at this year's Ballon d'Or. Now, before they got into these positions, I assume, obviously, they have received support from their families and also from the coaching staff. Reasons why we decided to give, the microphone to some family members of these players as they expressed their immense joy. To them, it wasn't a dream they saw coming true. I mean, many African families won't really support their children back in the days to engage in football because according to them it's not a lucrative job or lucrative job, but to them just being able to support their children and seeing that their hard work has finally paid off is something to celebrate. We will listen to Giselle Gamanga's mom, then Lako Emil's sister. Let's go listen to them.
Je suis très content et je remercie le Dieu Tout-Puissant parce que c'est lui qui m'a donné cette force-là. Et je félicite beaucoup ma fille, c'est ma championne. Elle est brave et elle travaille. Son travail acharné apporte des fruits aujourd'hui. Ballon d'Or camerounais, ce n'est pas donné, c'est du travail acharné. Dieu merci, à Jésus la gloire à jamais. J'avais cru à elle dès le bas âge. Parce que dès le bas âge, à l'âge de 10 ans, elle a joué le tournoi Petit Poussin avec Chico Academy. Elle m'a ramené 2 diplômes, un diplôme de meilleure joueuse et un diplôme de meilleure buteuse de ce tournoi Poussin. Ça se passait en Kolewe, au quartier Mvokada. Donc depuis ce temps-là, j'ai cru en elle. Oui, très brave, le travail toujours très acharné, brillante partout jusqu'à l'école. Oui, c'est un enfant qui a fait toute sa carrière et toute son école sans me déranger. Donc la gloire revient à Dieu et je la félicite beaucoup. Oui, qu'elle continue seulement à travailler parce que Jésus-Christ est Seigneur.
C'est un rêve qui commence à se réaliser parce que le ciel reste notre limite. Sky is our limit. His child he liked football, but was not, how can I say it? Il était très passionné en fait dans son football. C'est vrai qu'au début, nous n'y croyions pas. Mais au fil du temps, nous avons dit, mais tiens, il tombe, il se relève, il tombe, il se relève. Bon, pourquoi ne pas l'encourager? Jusqu'à ce que nous soyons là. Et nous sommes toujours derrière lui. Nous n'avons pas encore atteint nos objectifs. Son rêve n'a pas encore réellement été réalisé parce que ce n'est que le début.
Yet to come. Now, they were not the only ones present in the 2023 Ballon d'Or ceremony, because we also had some of those nominees that unfortunately could not, write down their names in the history book to have won something in the Ballon d'Or. I talk about Yves Clément Hoga. I talk about, Atama Frank of Bambutus de Buddha. We had an opportunity to talk to all of them, Lionel Ateba, and explain that the mere fact that they were nominated for this edition of the Ballon d'Or is already a win, and they look to better their performance and start ahead of next season's or next year's Ballon d'Or. Let's go listen to them.
Oui, c'est normal parce que le Coton Sport a gagné le championnat de Cameroun. Donc du coup, le coach Bissek méritait, n'est-ce pas, de gagner ce titre. Donc nous, on continue à travailler. Bien qu'on a travaillé très bien l'année passée, bon, cette année on est en train de travailler pour hisser la Dynamo au niveau où elle doit être cette équipe que nous recherchons. Oui, nous ne cachons plus nos intentions, nous travaillons pour gagner le championnat et je crois qu'on va le faire. Oui.
Je pense que déjà c'est une victoire d'être ici aujourd'hui. Moi, ma victoire a été celle d'être nominé. Aujourd'hui, je suis content pour celui qui a gagné le Ballon d'Or, mais je pense que c'est pour davantage m'encourager à travailler. Et c'est ce que je vais faire. Je pense que pour la prochaine année, je serai encore nominé.
Je ne me sens pas vraiment déçu. C'est le football. Et le football, c'est pas forcément de gagner. Mais je ne doute pas de mon travail, je vais recommencer à travailler et pour que les échéances à venir puissent avoir ce prix. Donc du coup, je ne suis pas déçu de moi, je vais continuer à travailler. Mon objectif pour cette saison, c'est de remporter d'abord le championnat et ensuite remporter aussi la coupe. Et sortir meilleur défenseur, comme toujours. Voilà, c'est un peu ça.
I want to say thank you to my producer because he is understanding the assignment. Well, when you saw that the jingle just passed, the means we closed the Elite News page. Well, hope we satisfied every of your cravings with regards to the Ballon d'Or ceremony. And we promise to come back better and stronger next year in this coverage. So do make sure you stay tuned on Spectrum Television for all the details. Now, away from the Ballon d'Or, let's move over to the main core of the program where we talk about the games. Let's go get the Elite Games. The MTN Elite One Championship opens this Saturday, and it will be another appointment not to miss for all football fans. Well, I want to just give you a brief detail. Issa Fadil and Randy Tuwe are the two players to have scored a direct free kick goal out of the over 200 goals scored in the championship this far. Well, with match day 12 set to open this weekend, are we going to see a better show from these teams? Hopefully we see that, but we would have our fingers crossed. And what we are most definitely sure of is the fixtures for this weekend. Who and who will be meeting with each other? Let's look at the fixtures in match day 12 in Pool A. Now, we'll start first of all with the first fixture of the day. PWD of Bamenda will be looking to redeem themselves after losing to Canon Sportif in match day 11 by 0-1. So they will play Colombo Sportif Dija and Lobo on Friday, on December 22, 2023. On Saturday, it will happen at the Toket Stadium. The grand match, or the main match, the big match of match day 12. Aigle Royal of the Menoir will play Dynamo of Douala. Bamboutus of Buda will meet with Union Sportive of Douala. Les Astres Football Club of Douala will host AS Fortuna Dunfu at the Mbapelepe Stadium at 3:30 p.m. while Canon Sportive of Yaoundé will welcome Gazelle de Garoua at the Ngwaikele Stadium. Now we'll move over to Pool B to see the fixtures. In Pool B, we have Stade Arena of Melong that will play against Victoria United on Friday, December 22 at 3:30. And on Saturday, 23, we will see Avion Academy meet with Young Sports Academy at 1:30 p.m. Coton Sport de Garoua will host Fort Vazu at the Rumdiaja Stadium at 3 p.m. And the Fovo Football Club of Baham will play UMS of Loom at the Toket Stadium at 1:30 p.m. These are the fixtures for match day 12 of the MTN Elite 1 Championship. Now, we will start first of all with the main fixture of today. We will talk of Avion Academy against Young Sports Academy. Quite a fixture we should look out for in Douala. We will look at Les Astres de Douala against AS Fortuna, and most definitely the top match, Aigle of the Menoir against Dynamo de Douala. But first of all, before we get into Avion Academy against Les Astres de Douala, I want to ask Mr. Fru Gilbert, looking at, the stats, Issa Fadil and Randy to the only players to have scored, a direct free kick. I mean, I cannot count the number of free kicks we've had. I mean, isn't it like a wake-up call for, coaches to amplify on, in their training session when it comes to, set pieces? Because we've seen so many of this, but just 2 people have scored direct free kicks. For, the coaches to work on that aspect.
Yeah, they should. It's become a big issue, not only at the level of our local league, even at the level of the national team. The Blacks of Cameroon. Remember the last game against Mauritius Ice, we had uncountable number of set pieces which were squandered by Mbemo and the others. So I don't know what's wrong. Are the players not focused each time they have that opportunity to take these set pieces? Well, that's it. So, because most often when you're playing, you expect the least scoring chance you have. If you can't score the goals, if you don't have the opportunity to get into the box and get the goals, then you can get the goals from the set piece and others. You remember back in the days, teams like Olympique Lyonnais, Manchester United, David Beckham, Juninho and the others, they used to take their squads to winning ways by scoring from such positions, from set pieces. Over 35 meters drive, you had Juninho beating the shotstopper David Beckham, and that's the one made him, the hero he was in the days when he was playing for Manchester United. Jeremy Jita again with Cameroon, Pierre Wimelen. You remember Cameroon used to move higher, and had players and Jita getting the set pieces and others, Pierre Wimelen. But these days, players now believe that they should only get into the box. I'm speaking in the presence of a team president, and he knows all these things well. They think they should only get into the box, get the goals from that position, and at times it's complicated because when the defensive wall is well built, you don't easily dismantle it and get the goals coming. So coaches have a huge assignment, that of preparing the boys, in exploiting firstly every scoring chance that comes away. You get the point. And the best scoring chances could always come from these set pieces. And if they will, if they receive the right instructions, if they're well, trained on how to transform these set pieces, I think they'll do just the job. In a professional league like us, having just 2 players in over how many matches played on over 12 playing days, scoring from such positions, I think it's not good. Coaches have a lot to do. The players themselves have a lot to do. They should get back to their drawing boards, try to see what's not going on well, dot the I's, cut the T's, and see how they can get the balls getting onto the roof. When you look at these teams, you have Union of Douala, you have players like Joel Paten, who are good at that, but I don't know why he's not done that already. When you go to a team like Dynamo of Douala, there are players like Julien Momasso. We used to do these things back in the days with UMS of Loom, Astre of Douala, but these days they don't do that. What's really wrong? Is it that the coaches have not instructed, have not implanted a new philosophy of doing it, which is that of obligatorily getting into the boxes before getting the goals, or from corners, corner kicks, and then getting the goals? Something should be done, and we expect the boys to do that. Only if you permit, I want to say something on the Ballon d'Or. I don't know if you permit me.
Be brief, please.
Thank you. People, they criticized the Ballon d'Or offer to Emmanuel Mahop. I don't want to say the right or wrong whatsoever, but the first thing I expected people to do was to appreciate that for once in Cameroon we have an award ceremony which brings together the top authorities of this nation. The first lady was present, the Minister of Sports and others, which brings together all the coaches and the others. That's the first thing. Nobody appreciated. The second thing,
appreciate.
Most of them have gone criticized. Mahomes didn't deserve.
I am among those who did not won
the Ballon d'Or.
No,
I'm not at the level of Mao winning the Ballon d'Or. I'm at the level of what has been implanted to encourage local footballers moving forward. That's the good thing. You get the point. The purpose, the objective, the main goal of the Ballon d'Or is to promote local football. You get the point. Especially at the level of the men's football.
Okay.
If they can do it and then move ahead, and we need to sit behind and see how we can encourage such a project rather than criticizing.
Okay, thank you so much for being brief on the Ballon d'Or, but I want to still come back to set pieces. Coach, vous avez Tim Shalom Makoma, une joueuse qui a marqué plus de 2 buts par penalty, donc elle ne rate pas ses penalty, mais les buts par le coup franc sont aussi rares dans la Guinée Super League. Est-ce que ce n'est pas un aspect que les coachs travaillent sur en tant que coach assistant d'Authentique?
Non, je pense que chez nous, nous avons l'habitude de le faire. Déjà, nous l'appelons les stratégies, parce que nous le faisons. Pourquoi? Parce que au cours des matchs, nous pouvons nous trouver comme ça dans des situations vraiment difficiles, où par le jeu, nous ne pouvons pas peut-être par le jeu avoir qu'un but. Donc du coup, chaque séance, nous les faisons. Et vous allez bien remarquer que même quand il y a balle à coup franc chez nous, vous verrez que c'est Tim Shalom qui est toujours là à la manœuvre. Oui, parce que c'est elle que nous avons. En fait, c'est la joueuse qui est chargée chez nous de les faire. Donc nous le mettons comme ça les étrangers. Mais sauf que parfois aussi, ça peut donner et comme ça ne peut pas aussi donner. Mais j'invite aussi comme ça dans les éducateurs et autres qui travaillent un peu à la base de régulièrement le faire pour que en amont, nous ayons comme ça là, des joueurs aussi comme ça capables de réaliser comme ça même avec les yeux fermés des coups francs qu'ils vont directement faire des buts.
Merci beaucoup. Now let's get into the game proper. Avion Academy against Young Sports Academy. It's going to be a game of academies at the Mbapilipe Stadium. Very tight one between this side. The last time, or in the first round, Avion's lone win was against Young Sports Academy, and this team has been making preparations. They have been sharpening their edges at the University Stadium ahead of this fixture. Well, we got an opportunity to talk to Alain Nanju, the team captain, and Theo Jules, and they say they are quite optimistic to keep up that winning form regardless of Young Sports' 4-0 exploit over Apijes. They are actually confident ahead of this game. Let's go listen to them.
Sereinement. Mes coéquipiers et moi, nous sommes vraiment dans la préparation de ce match très concentrés. Nous avons fait un très bon résultat lors de ce match. Normalement, quand on va pour un match, c'est pour gagner. Bon, maintenant, un match de football a 3 résultats. On peut gagner, on peut faire manier comme on peut faire. Mais l'objectif, c'est de gagner le match. Car c'est un match qui est très important pour nous, pour la suite du championnat. Non, on ne peut pas dire qu'Avion ne marque pas beaucoup, vu que presque tous nos matchs, on a marqué. On ne peut pas dire qu'Avion ne marque pas beaucoup. Mais maintenant, moi, je vois que pendant nos matchs, on a juste un problème de concentration. Mais mes coéquipiers et moi, on va vraiment être concentrés lors de ce match contre Young Sport samedi pour vraiment rentrer avec cette victoire.
Actuellement, on est préparé pour pouvoir obtenir un résultat à domicile parce que depuis la phase aller, on n'a gagné aucun match à domicile. Et le seul match qu'on a gagné à l'extérieur, c'est exactement contre Young Sport. Donc on va essayer de réitérer l'espoir de la phase aller en gagnant ce match à domicile contre Young Sport. Effectivement, l'objectif de chaque joueur, c'est d'améliorer ses statistiques personnelles. Et la phase aller où on a joué 7 matchs, de marquer 2 buts. Je trouve personnellement que c'est insuffisant pour moi. Donc on va faire tout. Je vais faire tout pour pouvoir corriger ces statistiques à partir du match de samedi. Le conseil du coach, c'est de ramener la victoire parce que c'est un match important pour la course au maintien. Comme on le dit souvent, nous sommes là pour on cherche le maintien et ça passe par le match de samedi. C'est un poursuivant direct pour le maintien. Et le maintien commence par les 4 de première place. Dès qu'on est parmi les 4 de première, on est déjà sûr d'être maintenu parce que si on est dans les 5 derniers, ce sera plus difficile la deuxième partie du tableau. Donc on va faire tout pour essayer de se maintenir dès la première part du championnat.
In a game of football, concentration is very vital. And the last time they were concentrated and got a 2-0 win over Young Sport Academy. But can that repeat itself, Lucas?
C'est un beau match parce que les deux équipes sortent d'une victoire. De l'autre côté,
oui.
Young Sport Academy de Bamenda a gagné son APG de Fou en Bouddha contre 4 buts à 0 avec 3 buts qui avaient été inscrits par Mahaman. Et c'est vrai que l'équipe de Fouvou de Baham ne se porte pas aussi très bien. Ne se porte pas bien parce qu'on a eu des problèmes de primes là-bas, les joueurs ne s'entraînaient pas. Et Avion est venu damer l'Opion à domicile 1 but à 0. C'était l'un des matchs que Avion a gagné parce que lui il sortait de 5 matchs sans victoire. Oui. Donc, et ce genre de match-là redonne confiance. Déjà qu'à la phase aller, Avion avait gagné le match contre Young Sport à domicile. Je crois que c'était à Bamenda, à Bouddha, 2 buts à 0. Et il pouvait refaire la même performance de vendredi. Ça se joue samedi, je crois. Oui, ça se joue samedi. Donc il pouvait refaire la même performance. Mais pour ce match, Young Sport est plus en confiance qu'Avion parce que ayant perdu à domicile contre ayant perdu à la phase aller, ils vont chercher à vouloir s'encourager eux-mêmes pour pouvoir gagner le match. Déjà qu'ils sortent d'une victoire contre la PGS de Fou.
Well, they are from, a loss, a win from against Apaches. But you know, Avion is that one team that hasn't lost at home. So it's going to be difficult to beat them, Mr. Fu.
Yeah, but they've not been equally winning at home. They've been playing a series of draws at home. And what
they've had 6
draws back home. But what's interesting with this squad is that they, at least when you watch them play this season, it resembles something. It tells that Coach Moth and David Gambe who are there are doing a wonderful job. But just that the goals are not coming. When you have a player like Nanju Chio who comes from Zambia and others, and then you don't score the goals, all the time, it tells us it's a problem. It's the technical bench that's not competent, or they've not been able to find that real cohesion up front to get the goals and win the matches. Most at times they won't score the goals, but back there they'll concede goals. I remember the game against Fort Bam in the dying minutes, they conceded the goal. Meanwhile,
against Cotton.
Exactly. No, but let's be honest. Against Cotton was really tough.
It was really tough,
especially after they scored.
Exactly. So something should be some issues. 1 or 2 parameters should be regulated so that they get the goals coming, and then be able to defend the goal and then get the 3 points. They have the pedigree. They have a lot to showcase this season when it comes to that. But one thing I'm scared of is that you have a young sports side that's been playing some hanky-panky game, Are they going for the championship? Are they going to stop playing? All those things. There's pressure here and there. President Chindo who's threatening not to play. They want to go back home and start playing the matches and all those things. When you look at the stats when they were playing at home, they lost a single game against UMS. So they want to get back to Bambili and start playing the games. And most teams, when they come to play against Yosa, they think it's a team that's psychologically, tortured. But that's not it. You saw them against Apaches of Fu. It was a wonderful young sports side that got 4-0 win. Meanwhile, left Bamenda a few hours before the game. They moved to Buddha, met Apaches, they trashed them so well. So be careful in such a game. When you look at Avion and others, from the investigations I've made, the players of Avion have 1 or 2 worries. I don't know what the worries are. Maybe they've not received the match bonuses and the others. It could be an advantage for Yosa. Why not pick up 3 points on Saturday? But Matthew, when you have a player, when you have players of the caliber of Nanju Chio, be careful. You always have to get the watchdogs and stop these guys from getting the spoils.
Well, I must say Nanju and Chio have scored 6 goals.
Exactly.
combined, Niger has 4, Chio has 2, so it's going to be a difficult game, but it's still, I mean, every team has their own chance in that match tomorrow. Now, Mr. Kingsley, you're one of those that are aspiring to play the MTN Elite football. I mean, how have you been seeing this championship so far, the MTN Elite 1 and the MTN Elite 2? What's your view?
Well, basically, I think I've seen a lot of changes because the mindset even of the players, they are really ready. Comparatively, I happen to be the match commissioner of the match Coton Sport against Opopo, that's Victoria United. And when I watched the game, I saw the fighting spirit of our representative, the Southwest representative, that is Victoria United. It actually had spurred me a lot to tell my own children that, oh, we can make it. Because seeing the ages that they do play, at first you have to get to a particular level, a particular age before you are being called up to play in an elite. But now you see young talents of about 18, 19, they are playing.
Yeah, talk about your children. Those are those children on the screen.
Yeah, so you see, it's a lot of encouragement to some of them. And I believe that when we continue like this, we are in a good footing in Cameroon.
Yeah, I mean, just to chip in, you have over 6 players you've transferred this season to the Guinness Super League and to the MTN Elite 2 Championship. And they're doing brilliantly well. 2 are with Authentic Ladies. I mean, we will see if they get a chance to play with against Kaimon tomorrow, or as the championship unfolds, how that will go. But we'll get to talk with you later in the show for those watching, so make sure you stick around to find out more about Legend Football Academy and also the Southwest Regional League. Now, let's move away from Avion Academy and Young Sports Academy. We'll move over to another game, that is Les Astres de Douala against AS Fortuna Onfo. It's going to be a very tough encounter. I mean, all games are very, very tough. But who do you see walking away with the win? I mean, between Les Astres de Douala and AS Fortuna. Fortuna is not an easy side, but they haven't been flamboyant. They always show up, but they don't show off. What exactly is happening with Fortuna?
No, bookmakers will, give a tick to Astres Douala. You can't beat, leaders Dynamo of Douala by 2-0 margin, and then you go and stumble against Fortuna, who lost the last game against Aigle of La Menoir. You get the point. You can't have a Jules Manco, who's up front, getting the goals all the time, and then you don't win the matches. I want to see this opportunity only to say a player, if Mao today is awarded the Ballon d'Or because he scored as many goals as he could. Because when it comes to the game, Mao wasn't all that spectacular. And then Jules Manco today is on 11 matches and 10 goals scored.
Yeah,
and if it's not 11 matches. 11 matches, 10 goals scored.
11 matches,
yes,
right.
11 matches, 10 goals scored. And if he's not called up, at least, he's not pre-selected at least for the Lions, then it should be some sort of injustice. Because, we should reward our talents. If the purpose of organizing matches, organizing, elite games and Ballon d'Ors is to reward local talents, and that a guy like Jules Manco should be rewarded for what he's doing. It's been long we've not had that in Cameroon. I think last time we had that in Cameroon was in 1998, where we had players scoring 10 goals in 11 matches, and Jules Manco was just doing that. It was just, they're giving the brackets there only. Astres Douala, with what they're having already, I think with the cohesion they're having already, with the team spirit they're having already, with the coming of a player like Ulrich Pangelobe, doing a wonderful job in the flanks, Julien Chachua and the others, Bestem Eyong in the defense line, I think the Astres Douala, sincerely, when it comes to it, well gone to grab the 3 points of the day against AS Fortuna, who unfortunately stumbled, as I said earlier, against Aigle of La Menoir, simply because we're told that the head coach was there, attempted a new system of play. He attempted a 3-5-2 system, which didn't work well. From the former 4-4-2 system he always used, and the players didn't really they didn't appreciate it. They didn't really match into that system. And if he does that against Astres Douala, from the 3-5-2 system, he should be in danger, because you have Lobe coming from the flanks to give the cross. You have Ko going up front to do it. You have players like Besem and others going up front to create a surplus. And Astres Douala will be, well gone to grab the 3 points. Well, football is something which can't really, which doesn't have a right formula. And I think we are at the stage where no team wants to find itself in the back four. every team wants to find itself in the top 4. That's to be on the safe side, staying away from relegation. That's the first challenge. And Fortuna knows so well that they're not far. It's true, they're on, I think, 11 points, not far from Dynamo of Douala, you know, those things, which means that a win against them, they'll move from 12 to 15 points. True. You get the point. So there's just like saying that you are going for a game, you are not rated the top side to win the game. No. You have your chances, and it's for you to exploit the chances you have. It's for you to exploit every tough moment you have in the game, and us should be careful. You shouldn't carry in your minds that no.
You're actually on 9 points.
Exactly, 9 points. Yeah,
it's 9 points.
They shouldn't take in their minds that
4 loss, just 1 win.
Win, yeah. But be careful. They shouldn't, you know, Aqua Sumo. They've been able to have back players. Aqua
Sumo has not been. I mean, you've seen,
it's true.
When he was signed, we all were hoping it would revive AS Fortuna, but we haven't seen AS Fortuna revived AS Fortuna yet.
You know, it's all about the cohesion. It's been long since I played with the boys.
So how many games do you need for you to be able to integrate the team?
I'm convinced a squad like AS Fortuna with the youth Moses and the players who are there, if they succeed, you know, in like bringing them, installing that cohesion, you have them doing the job. And I'm convinced that in the upcoming days, you know, they'll be able to do that, because the complaint of the playing style, the system I said, they said they played a 3-5-2 system, which was what they expected. And if they have to like modify and play according to what the boys have, according to the competencies they have, I'm convinced that they'll be able to do something against us.
Coach, I mean, you're a coach. What do you think about, you know, teams in Douala, les Assauts de Douala, Dynamo, Union? Qu'est-ce que tu penses de ces équipes?
Bon, je pense que déjà ce sont des grands clubs. Et nous espérons que toutes ces équipes aussi puissent se retrouver tous dans les playoffs. Donc pour que nous ayons comme ça là, dans notre ville un champion. Donc que le champion ne soit plus au niveau de Garoua. Bon, vous avez aussi regardé que tous ces clubs-là aussi comme ça là ont des grands coachs. Donc d'où certaines performances aussi, nous voyons aussi certaines performances sur le terrain. On voit comme ça Dynamo avec le coach Aroga, oui, qui sont en train de faire de très bonnes choses. Donc,
oui. Last words on les Assauts de Douala against AS Fortuna, Debe. I mean, Chulamanko already on 10 goals in 11 games, and he would have an opportunity to play his 12th game of the season. Should we expect another goal from Chula?
Oui, avant de dire aussi, je dois dire que ça fait depuis longtemps, on n'a pas vu dans ce championnat des hat-tricks. Les gars qui ont marqué 3 buts. Cette saison, on peut compter Boris Kaché de Bamoutos, on peut compter Amit Seni, on peut compter Mahaman de Young Sport, on peut compter Amman quoi aussi. On n'a pas fait de hat-trick. Maintenant, le match,
il a fait les doublés.
Oui, et la deuxième chose que je dois ajouter, c'est que la formule du championnat aussi n'est pas très attrayante, parce que vous voyez, quelqu'un doit se batailler pour être peut-être 4e et sort 5e. Il y a quelqu'un qui est resté là, il est dernier. Mais arrivé au play-down, la personne qui est sortie 5e descend, et celui qui était sorti dernier durant les matchs se maintient. Ça fait que ça peut expliquer peut-être la performance de Fortuna et d'APGS de Fou. Parce que les deux équipes sont toujours fidèles à leur philosophie. Ça veut dire qu'on va dans les championnats de région, on recrute les meilleurs, on va dans les centres de formation, on recrute les meilleurs, et on utilise le championnat camerounais, le championnat comme le comptoir où on vient exposer nos joueurs. Maintenant, quand vous voyez cette équipe, j'ai eu l'occasion de voir Fortuna contre Union Sportive de Douala en Bas-Pélipé. Fortuna est une équipe qui joue très bien, qui a les sorties de balles, les profondeurs, les transversales, on peut tout découvrir. Mais le match, on ne comprend pas pourquoi Fortuna ne gagne pas et occupe la position qu'elle occupe aujourd'hui. Maintenant, quand tu vois du côté des Assauts de Douala, il faut savoir que le match contre la Dynamo de Douala était un match pour la revanche, parce que nous savons qu'au match aller, la Dynamo de Douala a dominé totalement le match, mais la Dynamo de Douala l'a remporté. Et les joueurs du côté des Assauts de Douala avaient à cœur de pouvoir revenir ce jour et remporter la seconde manche. Maintenant, on a des joueurs qui peuvent se surpasser, comme les Onanina, les Bengono qui n'est pas supporté sur sa ligne. On a celui-là qui peut marquer, qui a marqué dans presque tous les matchs de la Ligue 1 aujourd'hui. On peut dire que le match s'annonce aussi très beau, et pour la victoire, le meilleur de ce match-là, parce que Fortuna ne veut pas peut-être aller au play-off, veut jouer les play down, il peut être un peu fébrile. Et depuis là, il est en train de garder ses griffes, garder ses marques pour jouer les play down. C'est pourquoi il ne peut pas aligner des victoires. À ceux qui a le souci de vouloir aller au play-up et peut-être remporter son premier titre, parce que vous savez qu'il a été l'année passée à Garoua où il a échoué au pied du podium. Maintenant, et sort déjà de plusieurs défaites. C'est le match contre la Dynamo qui a permis de le relancer et mettre ses joueurs en confiance. Et on peut dire que les Astres de Douala vont favoris pour ce match-là.
Well, we will see how that unfolds, so make sure you are at the Mapelepe Stadium on Saturday to watch these games. Let's talk about the top games in the MTN Elite 1 Championship before we cross over to Elite 2 and Guinness Super League, and also look at the Southwest Regional League and how Legend Football Academy is preparing for that. Now, we have Dinamo Douala that will play with Aigle of the Menwa. Really tough game. I mean, reasons why they are inaugurating the Tucket Stadium, reasons why it will be a tough game. Aigle de la Menwa, their last 3 games, they haven't lost at all. I mean, they've defeated Ice Fortuna. It's a lot for this side. Since the start of the second phase of the championship, the return leg of the championship, they have been flamboyant. They defeated Colombe in their last game, and now Ice Fortuna, and they will be looking forward to meeting Dinamo of Douala. Now, Dinamo, it seems teams have cracked Dinamo's code, if I can actually say that, because you look at the game, you compare the game against Astro de Douala, it shows you Dinamo. I mean, people are beginning to know if we can block this or these players, we will be able to get the goals coming. So, what do you think about Dinamo and Aigle of the Menwa? How do you perceive that game?
No, let me say. The games Dinamo played against us before the game, they had 4 key players who were absent.
Molu was not there.
Molu was not there. Bauer, was absent. Eric Teche was absent. And then in the central defense line, Bao Enoch was absent. And these are key players. These are players who have been instrumental, especially when in the midfield, Ngankam and Molu. Already had that spice, to get the balls up front for Atiba to get the goals coming. So I think that's where the team has been, limping. But I know that the game against Ed of Lameno, Dinamo want to prove to everyone that they are the ones stopping.
And they're the best.
They're the best.
Especially with Clement Ogo that missed.
Exactly.
That missed the best coach.
And
so
I don't want to come back to it. In my opinion, Aroga was the winner of it.
Well, let's not come back to it. Let's continue.
Who just came in for the playoffs, and then he was awarded. Well, I don't want to. I want to question, the seriousness of the members of the jury.
Yes.
You got to find how serious were they when they made their choice as well. It's gone. But the good thing is that the Ballon d'Or is there, and it's a good initiative. It's a good platform to showcase, to sell our players to the world. And we thank President Samuel Tufis for that. As I was saying, Oni, Aigle of La Menwa are in full confidence. The game against Fortuna, the win against Fortuna, they received the visit of Minister Jean de Djumomo, who went encouraging them, telling them, listen guys, now everybody, when they ring in your ears that you play against Aigle Menwa, you go panicking. And I think that's just what's happening with Coach Gaston Atemfa, who's there, who's coming. I don't know what is implanted into the minds of players. I don't know the message is forwarding to the boys for them to get your energies, get your strength 3 times what they had in at the time Nankam was there. I don't know what's going on. The same players Nankam had, the same players Bobe has today. But today maybe the coach will tell us what at times the message. If the message is it's a key stuff that spices or changes the mindset of the players when they're going for 12 games. So they should be very careful. And the fans were moving in their numbers from Chang, from Buddha to the Tucket Stadium. They'll be inaugurating the stadium on Sunday. Is it Sunday? I think so. And the Aigle won't want to go back home with the defeat, playing there. And they want to prove to the fans that we've not been winning for the past matches because we were like lucky to meet squads that were so sure of themselves. But they want to prove to their fans and all the bookmakers that Aigle of Menwa is an Aigle of Menwa new look with the new philosophy implanted by Coach Gaston Tenfak. sincerely, it's going to be an interesting game. I would like to spend the weekend in the West region, ONI. Firstly, to be part of the inauguration of the Tokyo Stadium. Secondly, to watch these training encounters. You know, it's going to be wonderful watching the players in Namor, PW play, Colomb, and others. Sincerely, Joel Levefoot was back there in the West region, the media officer. He's doing a lot already. You know, flyers have been produced, billboards have been set up announcing these matches. It's going to be hot this weekend in the West region.
It's going to be hot this weekend in the West region. Well, we would wish all these teams, you know, all the best and see how it unfolds at the Tokyo Stadium. One thing is certain, it will be an interesting encounter. I mean, I asked Coach what he thought about teams in the Littoral region. I want to ask you, Kingsley, what do you think about teams in the Southwest region, regardless of, you know, the level of the league they are in? Victoria United in the MTN Elite 1 and Ice of Hopes Academy in the MTN Elite 2 Championship. What do you think about these teams?
Well, I must say I'm proud of the Southwest representatives in all levels. Opopo, that's Victoria United, actually opened up the mind to see that, to make us understand that we can make it. Because for close to 7 or 8 years, we have not witnessed any elite football in the Southwest region. Just 1 year later, we now hear about ISOSA at that level. So it means that there is great hope for the other teams that are coming behind. I must say also, the players, their recruitments are good because they do touch players from all over the Southwest region. Exactly. So it also giving another platform for the other ones.
Exactly, with President Valerie Daze.
Yeah. So he's doing a wonderful job. Yeah. So actually, I think this year, we'll be hoping to also have another Elite 2 this year.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 years straight.
Yes, 3 years, we are ready.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, only because sincerely, teams in the Southwest region work very hard. You know something? I went to Limbe and I watched the regional league, the FACO regional league, and I saw teams at the regional level coming to the stadium in their buses.
Yes.
Just like teams of the Elite 1. The Elite 1 clubs here who don't even have outfits to go to the stadium, but clubs back there at the FACO divisional league have buses, have the players and splendid outfits. Sincerely, a lot of work is being done in the South.
And at the end of the game,
and kudos to President Valerie Daze and all those who are
the award to the MVP of the match.
Yes. And Matthew
that Valerie Daze have brought to the
and that's what I equally wanted to add. I also saw something. Each game at the regional level, there's the man of the match.
Yes.
And it goes down with an envelope. Yes. And these are things we don't see here. Apart of the playoffs we have at the regional level, only nobody's interested in what's going on in the games between Otati whatsoever at the normal at the group level. But when it comes to the playoffs, that's when we're interested. But from day one to the final day, the South Region League, it's booming. It's interesting. I mean, you want to watch matches. So kudos to you, President Valerie Daze, for what you've implanted back in the South Region. We are convinced that ISOSA will have, you know, a real successor. And next thing, and ISOSA, we pray that they pick up a ticket for the one and join Opopo.
Well, that's a great start and a great transition into the MTN Elite 2 Championship, Ice of Hopes Academy, that will play Leopard Sportif de Douala, and that is tomorrow. I mean, very good game at the Limbe Centenary Stadium, but I mean, you've talked about how you saw, I mean, the entire teams in the Southwest region. So I wanted to start with you, Luca. What do you think about this game? Leopard Sportif has actually shown us a promising phase since the start of this second stage or this return leg of the championship, but Ice of Hopes Academy is still struggling.
Oui. Je dois d'abord commencer avec Léopard en disant que la saison a d'abord mal commencé pour Léopard. Ils ont fait toute la phase à aller sans avoir gagné un match. Concéder seulement le match nul était difficile. Après, on a chassé le coach qui était là pour le remplacer. Voilà, le coach Alain Belibi pour le remplacer par celui qui est là aujourd'hui, M. Landry Bikaï. Landry Bikaï qu'on a servi le feu et lui a commencé à brûler le feu parce que le premier match de Landry Bikaï sur le banc contre Tico de Bandou, l'un des premiers de la poule, il a gagné. Et la deuxième journée, il est parti faire match nul. Vous savez que vous voyez déjà qu'à un moment, le sérieux est entré dans la maison Léopard. Maintenant, il y a un problème dans le Léopard. J'ai suivi ce Léopard depuis les années. Vous comprendrez que le Léopard est souvent victime de sa propre turpitude parce que vous voyez une équipe qui monte en Ligue 2. Après, on vous dit que c'est Léopard France qui doit gérer, c'est celui-ci. Maintenant, et il y a eu des répercussions même après parce que si le président Tanga, qui avait pris le pas en Ligue régionale pour le mettre en Ligue 2, aller l'année qui la même année, étant en Ligue 2, a joué les playoffs et a été éliminé contre Panther, avait maintenu cette équipe avec le même coach, Pondo, qui avait maintenu les gaz, parce que c'était un projet qui était construit sur peut-être 5 ans. Le Léopard jouerait peut-être les premiers rôles du championnat de la première division. Le
Léopard est à un point
dans la première division. Et après, le Léopard est venu là, le Léopard France est venu, dit que non, on veut maintenant prendre les choses. Qu'est-ce qu'on a fait? On a installé un musicien à la télé de Léopard. Est-ce que la musique c'est là? Est-ce que la musique c'est le football? Je ne suis pas dans le.
On n'avait pas dit ça. Nous sommes en train de parler de la.
Le management de M. Bendeka était pas mal.
Oui, j'ai plus le Léopard après.
Non, ce que vous devez dire, c'est qu'il y a un problème.
Vous allez me dire ce que je vais dire.
Non, il y a un moyen d'encadrer aussi votre...
Quand vous dites qu'on a fait venir un musicien, c'est comme si on a fait venir quelqu'un qui ne maîtrisait rien. Mais je voulais vous dire, M. Bendeka, pendant son règne, moi je suivais le Léopard jouait du bon football. C'est ce Léopard qui allait au playoff à Garoua, avec les Dinjo, les René Ndi et autres, qui a ébloui tout le Nord, le Grand Nord, mais Gazet jouant en domicile, ça a été très compliqué avec Laurent Jam et les autres. Donc vous n'allez pas dire qu'on a fait venir un musicien qui n'a pas su. Moi je vous dis aujourd'hui que le Léopard a un problème interne. Un problème où on doit aller consulter les ancêtres, on doit consulter chaque fils et fille de Dedo. Que chacun dise pourquoi. Il y a des mécontents, et je pense que c'est autour d'une table à la chefferie Dedo qu'on résoudra ces problèmes de Léopard France, de pas Dedo.
Il veut continuer
oui, c'est pas question de management.
Il va continuer mes propos avec Issosa. Issosa, c'est une très belle équipe. Monter en ligue, ils ont fait ce que les autres équipes faisaient auparavant, sauf que la politique d'Issosa, elle s'est butée à certaines anciennes du championnat comme Dico, comme Dragon, qui nous donne d'abord 4 à domicile. En début de saison, ils jouent contre un grand aussi, mais qui revenait, Panther. Panther qui est venu avec 12 joueurs et Jeff Théaré a profité de cette maladresse pour inscrire un but, parce qu'ils ont fait une série de 4 matchs, 4 victoires, et on voyait déjà ce Issosa, on pourrait comparer ce Issosa à UMS de Loum d'antan, parce que UMS, vous savez, a fait une saison et est sorti champion de Ligue 2, à moins peut-être 10 journées de la fin du championnat. Pas seulement UMS, on a aussi le Stade Renard. Maintenant, il faut dire que Issosa a certains maillons forts que sont Jeff Théaré et Icomé. Voilà les deux. Et ils ont un gardien qui ne rassure pas souvent. Parce que le match qu'ils perdent contre Dico, c'est le gardien Ipoa qui prend peut-être 2 buts, 2 mauvais buts comme ça là, qui pénalise le Issosa. Alors que derrière, Jeff Théaré avait déjà marqué. Maintenant, il y a un homme qu'il faut avoir peur du côté de. Qu'il faut avoir peur de lui. Donc toutes les équipes doivent avoir peur de lui. C'est le coach qu'ils ont recruté. Le coach. Ndoko, qui a toujours travaillé avec les jeunes. Il connaît la jeunesse. Ne soyez pas surpris que Issosa, qui est là aujourd'hui, peut-être 5e ou 4e, soit cette équipe qui va sortir peut-être 2e pour aller au play-off. Parce que Ndoko, quand tu vois les gars comme les Nanju, comment est-ce qu'on appelle Icomé, Ipoa, Jeff Théaré, ce sont des gars qui sont jeunes, dont le coach de Joseph Ndoko connaît les tactiques d'entraînement qu'il faut pour encadrer les jeunes.
Craché sur le travail qu'a battu
non,
coach Evelyn, qui est également qui passe beaucoup
de temps. Il n'a pas craché, il a juste
monté l'équipe par la jeunesse.
La maladresse.
Et il travaille la foot de ce côté.
Oui, la maladresse chez Issosa.
L'équipe est soufflée.
Oui, la maladresse chez Issosa.
L'équipe est un peu soufflée. I think the team is one of the bit. Moving from the regional league, you know how competitive the Southwest League is. For you to be champion there, you need to have the muscles. You get the point. And I think Issosa had the muscles. They moved from there. They went, for the national intercourse. It was spectacular for them, and they came again. Started so well. I think at a given point, the boys were one out. They had to crack and those things. Yes. It happens. It's a cycle for every team. You know, there's a moment you swing there, and then you swing down. You go to third.
One of the key errors that
the swinging usually exists. So telling us today that Ndoko is a real match for youth football is true, but you shouldn't just kick out what Emelian has done in that squad.
I don't think he has kicked out what Emelian has done in the squad. I just think he's talking about the strength of the new coach. Yes, it's just talking about the strength of the new coach and how he's going to revive the team, ahead of their game against Léopard Sportif. So finish your...
Yes. one of the errors that they want to commit is that they have sacked Ayman, which that coach knows very well the teams because
he played the first.
Associated him.
Yes. No,
they've not sacked him. They've suspended him.
No, we know the word suspension in Cameroon.
What was the word suspension? What's the word suspension?
Even
Coach, si on t'a suspendu, est-ce qu'on t'a déjà libéré?
Non, on t'a suspendu.
Suspendu?
Vous reviendrez. Si au Cameroun, quand vous suspendez, vous revenez. Bon, c'était mon équipe au Cameroun qui a suspendu le coach est revenu. Il n'y a pas. I saw that. Où? He will come. And when we come, when we be back, what will be his position? Will he be the top manager? Will he be?
They would make us know at that point.
The team
will make us know. So let's not assume in their position.
What I expected from the management was to associate Len and Ndoko. Like what they've done at Colombia, they've brought in Toa, but they've not kicked out Emandongo. They've brought Emandongo now as assistant to Toa, and are doing a wonderful job. Len knows football so well, and Ndoko equally. They would have brought the two together and then see what they could do.
But at time, it is so that you can have a good coach, but if at the field we don't have good players, it will be difficult. The coaches have to do their works, and the players have to do also their work to improve the management which is in place.
Well, we would see how that unfolds. I just want to say also match day 10 of the MTN Elite 2 Championship. We will see Mr. Kingsley's man, Penjo, play with Foncha Street. They will play Yafood. I mean, how do you feel on the first day when they played against, when, they did not play against Bafemel United due to licenses. They started their game here in Douala against Eglo of Eglo. Is it Eglo of the Mungo? Eglo of the Mungo, yes. They played Eglo of the Mungo, excuse me, pardon me. They played Eglo of the Mungo. I mean, he was one of the best players in that encounter. Even went back to Bamenda, he got even a prize for that. How do you feel when you see your players, being recognized for the wonderful job they do?
Well, I must say I'm proud of Gibel because he almost gave up.
Really?
Yeah, he almost gave up. Gibel has been with me for the past 10 years. He came met me when I was still very small, from Bai Become, and when I saw the talent in him. And the measure of difficulty he is facing is because he doesn't have support. He doesn't have support. So he has to fend for himself before coming to play. So when he came, met someone who is like a father to him and have been encouraging him, that's where he started. He picked up his team. Last 2 seasons, he was the best player of the team. I even handed him something. Last season, the same thing with the highest goal scorer. He had 9 goals last season. And so this time around, I just heard that, okay, no, he wants to go and try
Elite 2.
And Elite 2. I said, okay, I'm ready. I'm giving him my 100% support. They went there, 3 of them, and 2 of them are currently playing with the Elite 2. And Gibel is one of the best as per now.
Yeah, with Foncha Street.
Yeah, with Foncha Street. And I must say that he has been encouraging his peers behind not to give up, because he has seen the reality. When you are playing the amateur league and you go now to the professional league, it's different. The weight load, the load there is different with the load at the regional league. And I think seeing him withstanding it, it's a big plus to him. So I'm really proud of him. Seriously, I'm proud of him.
Wow, that's a father, expressing his joy and pride for his son and what he's been able to do. So the Southwest Regional League starts on a Saturday, January 5. And Elijah Football Academy, how is it? Preparations over there?
Well, this year the thing will be really different, because when we came back, first of all, organized a general assembly to get the feedback of the previous seasons, difficulties, the challenges, and when we gathered it, we had to realize that the workload was just so much on the few coaches who were there. So we had to go this year to recruit a physical preparation coach. We recruited the goalkeeper trainer, and now we are done with the medical team. What we are working on now is a nutritionist to see the welfare of the youth. And we also rented now a very big space for the players. We rented a very big space for the players. The players who are out of town, we no longer want a situation where they'll be living where they are to come there, to stay in the players' house, so that we can follow their day-to-day activities. I think as per now, that's so far what we have done, and everything everything is ready. The equipment-wise, everybody has been signed this season. It's an amateur league where no player is supposed to be signed or given contracts, but this year we gave all of them contracts so that everybody should be indebted to the team to give the best.
Okay.
And so far, that's the level at which Legend Academy has been preparing. That's for the male section. For the female section, we have been doing a lot of recruitment. As per now, I think we are just left with just 2 more to go to complete the group for the female team.
I want additional praise to learn from the South. You know, I follow this.
Wait, see,
he talked about players having contracts, and I want to add something. There's a transfer window in the South region. Do you know that? There's a transfer. What we call the Mercato. There's a transfer window there. That's a player moving from Isosa to Isosa really moving from Legend to Kumba City to Kumba Lakers. There's a transfer window, but both teams agree. But I mean, all those things. It's wonderful, money, and we could learn from them. You see what the Popo is doing today. They're simply continuing, you know, the good habits they had back there at the regional level. Isosa is something. It's all about professionalism, and let different leagues get back to the South region. Give a call to President Valerin Daze. Check what's really happening back there. Can we learn from you? It's, you know, you should be humble when you want to learn.
You want to learn. Okay.
You gotta be a team like you can't. Few people know about the squad, your squad, but mark you, players have contracts and all those things. It is wonderful. Yeah,
you wanted to say something before I continue with the question.
Ask a question. Legend has played last year. The Legend women has played last year.
Yes.
Interpol.
They've been there, Interpol, back to back.
It's amazing.
They were eliminated by Interbong, I think so.
No. Cyclone.
Cyclone FC.
At Melon. It was at Melon.
Yes, at Melon.
Since we're getting into, you know, the women's champion, first of all, I want to ask you, have you found the replacement for Gibel?
For now, it's too early. It's really early to say that, you know, but basically this period we have engaged them to play the Kumba City football tournament, to actually use it as a preparatory part before the league, since we don't have these pre-season games. So we have just used this inter-quarter tournament to prepare them. So I'm still observing to see actually if I have the replacement already.
Okay, now since we're getting over to the Guinness Super League where we'll talk about Kaimang and Authentique, I want to also ask you, because I mean, regardless of how flamboyant or how easy it has been, not easy, but how successful it has been for, you know, the male teams to gain promotion into the MTN Elite 2 Championship in the past 2 seasons, it's been also difficult for the women. What exactly is going on with women's football in the Southwest region?
Well, I would say that that's where Southwest is lacking. We are really lacking when it comes to the female section, because most of the clubs, they do believe a lot in the male section. I think since when I started Legend Football Academy, I have always been battling between this gender equality to actually empower the both sides. And even my programs, I've always been including the ladies. So, but the problem we are facing are mostly the parents. The parents actually, they do not really believe in their female, in their girl child to play football. I've gone a long way just because of the crisis even. At times I go during the holidays, I go to Ekondo Titi, go to Mbonge, go to some of those hinterlands just to fish out some of these girls who can come to town and play. But because of the crisis, I'm limited. I have some particular areas I can go, there are some areas I cannot go. But I must say last 2 years, where we were eliminated in Yaoundé by IS Fortuna, we played until we got to the semi-finals. We were eliminated by IS Fortuna. By then I took it like, well, that's just our first year to observe. Then last season I realized that the problem was the mindset of the girls, because they preferred the interquarters more than the league. I must be frank on this. I must be frank, because my preparatory period during the league, they were super good. That's why we were eliminated by at the quarterfinals of the Cameroon Cup. It was because of even the pitch. Because we were trained, because most often than not, what do we do? We like to play the ball on the ground rolling. So when we got there, it rained seriously, and the whole pitch was covered with water. We could not play. It became difficult for them to use that same system to play. So we're beating 2-1. So when we went back, we said, okay, let's prepare now for the interpose. I must tell you guys the truth that they left here, went to Ekondo Titi. Some other person just came, confused them, they went to Ekondo Titi to give them 30,000 pounds to play interquarter competition. So basically we had just three days to prepare before we traveled. It was just too much. So when we went to Melon, I was like, okay, I brought in a counselor just to talk with them. Women are difficult. Normally, just see your own lady in your house. It's difficult. Then you have a lot of his players to work with.
No, I think Coach, are women difficult to coach?
Oui, ce n'est vraiment pas facile. Ce n'est pas vraiment facile au niveau de la gestion des femmes. Bon, maintenant, il faut aussi savoir comment les prendre, savoir comment les parler. Parce que non seulement elles sont nos joueuses, elles sont aussi nos filles, elles sont nos mères. Donc, il y a une manière, il y a certaines façons de les prendre. Et puis, il ne faudrait pas aussi que ce soit un peu tendu entre vous. Il va falloir que la jeune fille aussi, comme ça, elle peut avoir certains problèmes, qu'elle se sente à l'aise de venir poser ses problèmes au coach ou alors au manager. Et quand c'est déjà fait comme ça, là, vous avez déjà, on peut dire déjà la même mise sur votre groupe. À ce moment, vous pouvez leur dire, OK, l'interquartier, voici ce que l'interquartier va vous donner. Voici ce que la Ligue pourra vous donner. Alors là, il faut donc faire un choix entre l'interquartier et la Ligue. À ce moment-là, la jeune fille va arriver chez elle, elle va réfléchir. Elle va dire, OK, ici, la vie de ma famille pourra changer.
Oui, oui. À long terme.
À long terme, ici, là, je peux faire changer la vie de ma famille. Ici, bon, ça c'est, je vais avoir 2000, je vais tourner là et puis après c'est fini. Il va donc falloir que je présente à la jeune fille l'intérêt de sa carrière et l'intérêt de la saison. Parce que les interquartiers, je vais appeler ça la saison. Là c'est fini.
Well,
let him go to, rich.
I would just want to come in to say the problem is looking at the Anglophone ladies and the Francophone ladies. Now, when we come here, yes, the mindsets are different. When we come here, you discover that in academy, you may have the U10, U12, U15 for the ladies. But in the Southwest, it's different. I can say that it's legend that I'm struggling to implement that. Because when you come now, you have that U12, U15 for the ladies. Because I realized that if the old ones, their mentality, they don't want to change. It means we need to come back to the drawing board to bring out a new generation. So what we are saying is that in Kumba, basically, if your parents cannot encourage you to do certain things, you cannot do it, no matter how you try to do it. Because the problem is, for example, the Southwest Regional League, for the ladies, you realize that we have just about 5 teams or 4 teams participated. But go to Yaoundé, you have about
Falcons, Legend, Kumbalekas. I guess you guys were 3 last season.
Last season we were just 3 of us. We're just 3 of us. Now how competitive it is. So the children, they just see it like, well, it's easy, not knowing what is ahead of them. So it takes a lot of counseling to actually get the better. I am not giving up. I'm going there this year.
Mr. President,
yes, sir.
You could use some icons, Anglophones, like Brenda Tabe, take them there, invite her once to talk to the kids. You say, this is Brenda Tabe, she plays with the Lionesses and she's been done and all those things. I think it will change the mindsets because it's all about the culture, as you said earlier. Parents still think that that stuff is not for the girls, it's for the boys. I mean, if a woman gets into it, she will not have a woman who's not a family person, because they look at the woman as that mother of the house who has to get married, take care of the children and the family. So the parents should have that taken off their minds. You get the point. But for brothers, the Francophones, for instance, they have a lot of references.
Yeah, that's true. They have references.
That's changed the family. Giselle Ngamanga today is there and all those things. So we don't have such references in our regions. So we could use the Brenda Tabis while they're ready, take them back, to our region and talk to the kids.
Yes. Il a dit que pour le développement, j'ai vu la création de certaines équipes féminines comme Cyclone, Mahanata. Ici, on a utilisé plutôt de l'argent pour attirer les filles. C'est qu'elles venaient à l'entraînement pour 2000, c'est ça nos coachs. On prenait peut-être
le coach n'est pas dedans.
Oui, l'argent d'entraînement, non, je pense que moi j'ai vu. On dit l'argent d'entraînement, c'est 2000, elles s'entraînaient 3 fois par semaine. Lundi, mercredi, vendredi, on prime 2000. Sur le coup, la jeune demoiselle voit que quand elle vient à l'entraînement, j'ai 2000. Et avec du temps, tous les jours quand elle vient à l'entraînement, pour ces 2000, elle a pris plaisir à venir et elle a aussi pris plaisir à jouer au football. Maintenant, autre chose, c'est que, comme l'a dit Gilbert, il y a des modèles. Depuis, il y a une fois, le Cameroun est arrivé au 8e de finale de la Coupe du Monde. Il y avait des Nganamoui, des Mani, les deux Mani, les Ngondo. Et on se reverrait souvent la nuit à 2h du matin pour regarder les matchs. Cela aussi a joué sur la mentalité des parents. Les parents se sont dit, mais ma fille peut grandir aussi au jouer au football pour aider sa famille. Et après ça, quand on est rentré, on a organisé la CAN. Maintenant, les parents pouvaient partir de la maison, aller au stade, regarder le Cameroun jouer. Tout le public, même quand les filles jouaient peut-être les demi-finales contre le Ghana, c'est tout le monde, c'était comme si c'était les hommes qui jouaient. Sur le coup, vous voyez des gars, des joueuses comme Brenda Bia, Simi, Ngo Bilong qui est chez vous, les Charlotte Nakoma. Il faut voir, à l'époque où on organisait la CAN, ils ont peut-être 10-11 ans. Mais leur voix aujourd'hui, dans des équipes nationales, ça prouve que les parents ont pris quand même l'affaire au sérieux et les a intéressés à l'affaire football. Maintenant, l'autre chose, c'est quoi? Quand vous entraînez peut-être les enfants de 10 ans, 8 ans, 9 ans, 15 ans, vous verrez toujours que dans chaque promotion, il y a une fille qui vient. Qu'est-ce que l'éducateur doit faire au sud-ouest? C'est qu'il doit maintenir la fille là, garder. Parce que souvent on dit non, on n'entraîne pas les filles ici. Ça fait que ça décourage la fille. Donc on doit garder la fille, on l'entraîne. Peut-être, si elle a fait peut-être 2 ou 3 ans d'entraînement, on pourra la confier à une équipe féminine pour qu'elle aille prouver ses valeurs là-bas.
Ok, moi je pense aussi que, ou alors je pense plutôt que l'éducateur ne doit pas directement aller vers la jeune fille. Quand la jeune fille est là, elle est là chez elle maintenant, il faudrait que tout se passe avec les parents. Une fois que vous avez convaincu le parent, la jeune fille sera à l'entraînement tous les jours. Parce que le gros problème se trouve au niveau des parents. Bon, je vais prendre un exemple. J'étais manager d'une équipe comme Olympique Doualais. Oui. Olympique Doualais qui a existé du président Ngosso. Bon, j'avais des jeunes filles qui sortaient du lycée de Dendo et qui venaient jouer. Alors maintenant, qu'est-ce que je fais maintenant? Je vais maintenant vers les parents. J'essaie de discuter avec les parents. J'essaie de convaincre les parents. Déjà, la jeune fille est déjà un peu intéressée. Maintenant, au niveau de l'entraînement, maintenant, qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire? Il faut maintenant faire de certains jeux pour que les jeunes filles maintenant se sentent concernées, c'était un cadre où elles pouvaient venir s'épanouir. Parce qu'il faut savoir qu'il y a aussi ce cadre-là. Bon, tu as un peu parlé des primes d'argent et tout ça, mais il n'y avait pas de primes chez nous, il n'y avait pas d'argent chez nous. Mais on avait.
Non, j'ai parlé
bon, maintenant, en ce qui concerne des primes, il y a des équipes ambitieuses. On va dire.
Authentique à son époque aussi.
Bon, on va dire authentique à son époque. On va dire. Beko, tout ça, ce sont des équipes. Et maintenant, toutes ces équipes-là, maintenant.
Les jeunes aussi, parce que
voilà, les jeunes aussi. Maintenant, toutes ces équipes-là, maintenant, là, ne vont pas chercher peut-être la jeune fille, peut-être de 14 ans ou 15 ans. Ils vont aller comme ça, prendre des joueuses qui ont déjà un certain niveau, qui ont déjà joué l'élite. Oui. Parce que là, c'est une saison, on monte, nous sommes en première division. Et par rapport à ça, il faut aussi qu'il y ait les moyens qui doivent suivre. Donc, ce que je veux dire à mon jeune frère, c'est beaucoup plus travailler avec les parents. Et quand on est chez les jeunes filles comme ça, alors, tu dois même créer un forum où tu as là avec les parents. De temps en temps, vous échangez.
Mais là, tout ça, il faut qu'elle s'intéresse d'abord.
Non, si déjà la jeune fille arrive, comme il a quand même une équipe,
oui.
Les jeunes que j'ai vu jouer, et j'ai même dans mon équipe aujourd'hui 2 joueurs des légendes. J'ai ma défenseuse centrale, Ndoki et Nolo. Donc, j'ai recruté chez lui. Donc, ça veut dire qu'ils ont quand même de la matière.
Oui.
Donc, c'est maintenant à lui maintenant de travailler maintenant au fond pour que vraiment tous ces jeunes filles-là maintenant s'intéressent totalement au football et à leur carrière.
Well, I guess you found the solution to your problem.
Yes.
And next season, you guys would actually, do something better to move up to the Guinness Super League.
Yes, we are ready, and we need to represent our region. Southwest females need to be seen in the limelight.
Okay, we wish you guys all the best. I mean, it's quite.
Mais ce ne sera vraiment pas facile parce que je crois que Kumbali ils s'entraînent ici à Kumbali.
Kumbali s'entraîne tous les années ici.
Il avait traîné.
Non, je ne parle pas de s'entraîner, mais je parle du recrutement de Kumbali.
Même le recrutement,
je parle de cette saison.
De cette saison.
Parce que je parle particulièrement de cette saison. Parce que j'ai vu des joueuses de Kumbali.
Même si c'est, quelle que soit l'équipe qui se qualifie là-bas, elle aura toujours fort à faire parce qu'ici on a Beko, on a Cyclone.
That's what I'm just about to tell him. Cyclone was not the best in Littoral by watching. I think Beko's was, I think, almost the favorite here. The Cyclone represented. Not so.
No, but coach, it doesn't disturb you from, it doesn't stop you from moving ahead.
From moving ahead.
Look at the Northwest, Itabong.
They came from.
They always went down the qualifier. So I think, as you explained earlier, your girls, were like not focused. They had their minds, transferred elsewhere. Meanwhile, the odds of, transferred, left their minds, focused towards playing.
I think
what needs to do is to set up something, a serious management towards that.
Comme dit Docteur Ito, il faut le faire rêver.
Il faut le faire rêver. Okay, now let's get into the Guinness Super League proper. After match day 9, FC Boloa had 25 points, while Authentique had 20 points. Well, they defeated Itabong FC in Bambili. Goal by Kiki Meva, that was nominee for Revelation of the Year. Unfortunately, she did not win, but she has been, in a really great form this season. I would see how she unfolds against Caïman de Douala. Now let's look at the games counting for match day 10 of the Guinness Super League. We have IS Fortuna against the next picture, please. IS Fortuna will play a Clare Fee, and the Leke will meet with Itabong at the Olembe and Next B Stadium. Now at 3 p.m. we will see IS Awa play FC Bolowa on same pitch, and we will see Stade Dinfi meet with Louvre Prof at Stade Annex 1 Omispo Stadium, and Amazon will play Jazz Sports, and Authentique will meet with Gaimanfi at their next Bipanda and next stadium. Now the Guinness Sequel is between Amazon Fab and Jazz Sports Academy. Now Amazon Fab is actually second to the last on the tables with just 7 points in 9 games, and Eding Fee actually occupies the last spot, 6 points with 9 games. It's going to be Authentique that has 20 points against Caïman, that is way down. Caïman has just 7 points. Now let's listen to Coach Bumbu. She says the problem with Caïman is actually they do not have that striker that will get them the goal, but they hope to prepare and get it when they come back for the return phase. Let's listen to her.
Et ça, c'est vraiment un problème, parce que depuis 2 ans aujourd'hui, Caïman n'a plus trouvé véritablement un avant-centre. Comme vous avez si bien dit, on a commencé avec Chemani, qui est notre avant-centre depuis 2 ans, mais malheureusement, on se rend compte qu'elle n'arrive pas. Donc, il est question de chercher et on va continuer à chercher. Pour moi, au niveau de la petite, je dirais que c'est comme ça qu'elle a l'habitude de travailler aux entraînements, et on dit d'habitude qu'on joue comme on s'entraîne. Si elle avait écouté les consignes des coachs, elle aurait pu marquer facilement.
It won't be an easy task for either Caïman Fee of Douala or Authentique Ladies of Douala. But how are you preparing, Coach, for that game? It's going to be a regional derby, and I will be there to watch this game live. So how are you preparing, Coach?
Bon, c'est un match comme tous les autres. Nous le préparons comme nous avons eu l'habitude de le faire. Donc, c'est vrai que dans la région du littoral, c'est un top match puisque c'est 2 équipes. C'est uniquement les équipes que nous avons dans notre région. Oui. Bon, il n'y a rien de particulier ou alors de spécial dans ce match-là. C'est comme tous les autres des matchs. Tout ce qu'on a eu l'habitude de faire, c'est ce que nous faisons.
Ok, et on a Team Shalom qui est présent, Kiki Meva qui avait commencé à marquer, maintenant elle est revenue marquer. I mean, you look at the strikers, what exactly would you say you've been working on against Caïman de Meva? Parce qu'elle a dit qu'ils n'ont pas un véritable centre, mais c'est ce que vous avez plein chez vous Authentique.
Bon, déjà il va falloir que nous sachions que Caïman est une grande équipe. Oui. C'est un grand club, nous ne fions pas à ce classement parce qu'il y a la réalité du terrain aussi. Bon, nous n'avons pas d'aussi grand, nous n'avons pas un nombre on peut dire, nous n'avons pas assez d'attaquantes chez nous. Mais seulement nous accentuons beaucoup plus sur le travail offensif, le travail devant les buts, les finitions. Donc nous ne pouvons pas faire une séance d'entraînement sans que tous les attaquants de l'équipe ne se retrouvent face à la gardienne. Comme aujourd'hui encore pour la séance, pour la dernière séance, dans notre dernière séance avant le match de demain, les attaquantes avaient pour objectif de tirer peut-être 50 fois dans les goals. Donc c'est un peu ça. Puisque c'est amené, puisque nous ne pensons pas seulement au match, mais nous pensons aussi à la carrière des joueuses. Parce qu'après Authentique, elles vont se retrouver. Après Authentique, elles vont se retrouver ailleurs. Il va falloir que nos joueuses soient des tueuses, un peu comme on en parle, comme ça se dit. Donc ça se retrouve ailleurs, dans d'autres clubs, on peut dire à Paris, Montpellier, mais que là-bas, elles soient des tueuses. Donc c'est la raison pour laquelle nous accentuons beaucoup plus un travail au niveau offensif. Devant les buts, nous passons le temps à les corriger, à les montrer les postures qu'il faille prendre pour peut-être marquer. Voilà.
Donc on peut dire que ça sera demain, vous allez enregistrer votre septième victoire.
Nous l'espérons bien. Nous souhaitons, bon, déjà, un match, on ne peut pas tout à fait dire comme ça que nous allons gagner le match de demain. Donc, comme nous disons aussi aux enfants, c'est après les 90 minutes que nous saurons vraiment qui a gagné. Mais nous espérons bien, nous partons avec le moral haut, nous gonflons un peu en fait, nous le préparons à ça. Déjà que l'objectif de Authentique pour la saison, c'est de gagner ces matchs.
Donc il n'y a pas une grande ambition, qu'on veut gagner la Ligue. Non, on veut juste gagner nos matchs.
Si Authentique Ladies gagne tous ces matchs, oui. À la fin,
on sait ce qui va arriver.
On sait ce qui va arriver. Dans le problème de Tantique.
Écouter quand même cet entraîneur pour venir tout
donc, voilà. Donc, en plus déjà que nous avons Hassan Bala qui est à la tête de l'équipe et avec tout ce qu'il fait avec la sélection des U20, déjà ils sont en train de préparer le match contre l'Égypte. Bon, c'est une qualification déjà, ça c'est pas un secret.
Merci beaucoup, coach. D'abord, on aurait une autre invitation. Thank you so much, Mr. Ito Kingsley. We wish Kaima Fee Authentic Ladies, because you're here. Authentic Ladies, in fact, we would be hoping to see a good game tomorrow, coach.
Merci.
Yes, and we wish the best team. All the best.
Et nous souhaitons vraiment que tout le public de la ville y soit vraiment demain.
Oui, il faut que toute la ville doit...
Et déjà même que, je vous en prie, déjà que ce match était un Guinécico. Oui. Bon, nous n'avons pas après compris comment ce qui s'est passé. Même si déjà que la raison qui a été donnée est que Caïman a perdu face à Ali qui est 5-0 et puis c'est la raison pour laquelle... Oh non.
Un derby.
Oh non, dans la région, quel que soit le classement ou le rang de l'autre, c'est un derby.
C'est un derby. It will be played at the Bepanda Next Stadium tomorrow at 3 p.m. Make sure you make it a date to go watch this game. Thank you all for coming, Lucas TV. Merci beaucoup d'avoir honoré notre invitation. Monsieur Gilbert, Mr. Eto Kingsley, Monsieur Ezekiel Gange. Thank you so much. Do you have a please let's say it together. Merry Christmas. Look at.
I did not do it.